and welcome to the Crooked Letter Sports Podcast, the show about Mississippi sports and the folks who play them. I'm Tyler Cleveland, joined as always by my co-host and dad, Rick Cleveland of Mississippi Today fame. Dad, how you doing today?
Fine, buddy.
A very special occasion this morning for our listeners. We're recording this on Tuesday morning, and Rick, as of about 9 hours ago, turned 73. You feel 73?
I told someone, I don't remember who said it first, but if I'd have known I was going to live this long, I would have taken a lot better care of myself.
Well, let me ask you this. You turned 73 today. What did you shoot yesterday?
71.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. You're in the stage where you're going multiple strokes under your age. So,
well, the older you get,
the easier it gets. Well,
and the further up they move you on the tees.
Yeah, that must be nice. I love that we were listening to the radio on the way over here, and I love that we found out that Rick, not only, we knew he shared a birthday with Vladimir Putin, who is also 73 today.
Well, yeah, we were, as a matter of fact, we were born at about the same time of day. I don't know what that means.
Well, you also share a birthday with John Fogerty of CCR fame.
I thought you said John Cougar Mellencamp.
It was John Cougar Mellencamp. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you share a birthday with John Cougar Mellencamp, but he's 74. He's an old fart compared to you. So we got an exciting show today. We are going to talk about the weekend that was in high school, college football, and at the Sanderson Farms Championship. Wrap it up with a little Saints talk since I went down to the Superdome. And then we're going to look ahead to the next week where we have at least one non-insignificant football game with the Mississippi team. But let's start, Dad, if you don't mind, with the high school football that was. A couple of notable scores for you. And I love talking to you about this because I know you hadn't heard these scores, and it's great. Across the state, number 1, West Point beat Callaway 42-0, ho-hum. Number 6, Oxford defeated Madison Central 16-14. That was a good game. And then the Tupelo Golden Wave rolled over the Hartfield Academy Hawks 35-0. So those were the notable scores. You got to give a tip of the cap to Gulfport running back Cooper Crosby. Had a heck of a weekend. Dad, he rushed 28 times for 172 yards, added 2 catches for 42 yards, and scored 5 touchdowns in a 41-28 win over then number 3 Ocean Springs.
Gulfport is playing some good football.
They are playing some good football. It's an exciting time down there. Still waiting for a team from that region to win in the playoffs. We would like to see them be a little more competitive with Region 3. It's so good. The other crazy score from Region 3, as you mentioned, was Brandon and Northwest Rankin played, and Brandon beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
Which is a score out of time.
You don't see many 3-0 games these days. I am old enough to remember when Southern Miss played 3 straight 3-0 games.
Whoa. Did they win all 3?
They won 2 of the 3, including beating Auburn at Auburn.
Oh, wow.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm sure I was just a non-existent.
You weren't even
a twinkle.
A twinkle.
That's funny. Southern Miss and Ole Miss were off, obviously, on Saturday. State lost 31-9 to number 6 Texas A&M, which sounds like a giant blowout and looks like a giant blowout on paper. But if you watch the game, I believe it was a 7-3 game with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. They were very much in it, and then it kind of got away from them.
Yeah, it wasn't a blowout. It was a wore out. They just wore them down. Yeah. And A&M's pretty good. State's good. State's got a good team.
Well, they're about to get a decent-sized test at Gainesville against the Gators.
That's after an open day.
Yeah, they've got a bye, right, but they've got that coming up. That's their next game. Of course, Billy Napier's Gators coming off a 29-21 win over Texas.
Watch that. I did. And I can tell you this, Florida has way too many great athletes to have the record they have.
Well, it sounds like you're talking about the staff there, which is what they've been talking about in Gainesville forever.
I don't know. Boy, they have got some man-eaters on defense.
Well, I've always liked Billy Napier, and I was talking to our mutual friend Andrew Abedy, who, left the Pine Belt News to go cover the Gators, mostly doing basketball, but kind of helping out with football. They call him Sunbelt Billy down there. I mean, the fan base is tired of it. They've been wanting to make a change forever. That was a huge win for him on Saturday, beating Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns.
He's going to have to win some more to save his job. But Arch Manning didn't have. I mean,
Texas can't run the ball, and I'm telling you, I hate watching. I hate pulling for or watching teams that can't run the football. It's the most frustrating thing.
Well, they don't win very often. But not only could they not run the football, well, probably because of that, they couldn't protect Arch. And it was a jailbreak lots of times for people coming through there, just pouring in there. Texas has work to do, and I'm not sure they are good enough up front to do it.
Did you watch any other games on Saturday? I didn't. I
watched State.
Yeah.
And Alabama.
Yeah, the Vandy game. How'd that go? They survived, I saw.
I tell you who's good. The Alabama quarterback is a really good football player.
Yeah, he is good. They're going to win some more games before this is over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Florida State game really wasn't a great indication of how good they are. They're really good.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was either that game was going to be the outlier or the win at Georgia was going to be an outlier. And I think it's looking more and more like it was that Florida State game that is going to be the odd one out.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, let's flip over to Sunday where you covered the Sanderson Farms Championship in person. Couldn't beat the weather and stuff for the weekend, huh? It was pretty nice out there.
Oh, it was wonderful, and the golf was wonderful.
I saw the Stephen Fisk birdied the last 3 holes. Boy, I saw miss one on was it 15 that would have put him up, and then it was about the last mistake he made.
Well, he down the stretch, he did not miss a shot. I mean, Iron Byron Nelson couldn't have done it any better than he did it. It was perfect shot after perfect shot. It was quite a finish, and my story for the day is whether it was the final shots of the final Sanderson Farms Championship, and I mean that's a question yet to be answered. But honestly, it doesn't look great.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah. It's meant a lot to Mississippi for a long, long time. I was thinking while I was out there Sunday, I wondered how many other people were there for the first shot of the first Magnolia Classic in 1968 in Hattiesburg and were there for the last shot of the 2025 Sanderson Farms Championship. And best I can tell, there was just one.
Right. Well, I don't know that it's I don't know that many people realize or how many patrons realize. Did you get a sense of that from there was any kind of gravity for anybody? I mean, because I'll give you the perfect example. Like I went and on Saturday we were getting ready to leave for New Orleans, and my girlfriend was out at the tournament. And I went to pick her up, and she had like her, bag of swag that she had picked up at the tournament. And I was like, man, I should have thought to, get a hat or something. And she said, oh, so you get something next year. And I was like, I don't know. But, yeah, you didn't get the sense was there anybody else out there that kind of.
Yeah, the people who, even the champion, it was the first time he'd ever played there, but he knew that it might be the last one. It was a lot of talk among the players about that, and that and that they hope it's not.
Right.
They enjoy this tournament and they enjoy that golf course, and to a man, they say those are as good as any greens they put on the whole year on the tour, and from a civic standpoint, it's going to be a great loss. the money it's raised, in particular for Children's Hospital, and what it's meant, for Mississippi to have a spot on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I think it feels like 2 weeks we've been talking about that and how big a loss it will be. I hope somebody steps up. We'll see if they do.
It would take, somebody would have to guarantee about $6 or $7 million for 5 years to do it, and that's
for a PGA Tour event.
Yeah,
but maybe it comes back in a different. Maybe it's a Corn Ferry, maybe it's a senior tour event, maybe it's
I think behind the scenes that all is being discussed.
Okay. Well, let's talk about something that's getting discussed out in person and in front of everybody, God and everybody, and that's just how good the Saints looked Sunday afternoon in the 26-14 win over the New York Munchkins.
Well, obviously, I didn't get to see it because I was out at the golf tournament, but so I'll ask you some questions about it. The first one is, how did Jaxson Dart look for the Giants?
He looked fine. I thought he played pretty well. He's 26 of 40 for 202 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. One of the interceptions was his fault. The other one, it was just like a 4th and long, and he kind of launched it down the field. They were near midfield, and he threw it to the, I think the Saints intercepted it. To give you an idea of how our football IQ on this football team with the Saints, they were like the Saints 40, and he launched this long pass on 4th down, and we intercepted it at the 4-yard line and ran out of bounds there with it. I'm sure that, and I was joking with my buddy that the DB will use that in a contract. Just, you know what I mean? It's like, well, I had this key interception in this game.
Well, speaking of IQ, what is the IQ of the official who threw the roughing the passer penalty?
I don't know. If you were, according to the folks sitting around me, not very high. I don't know what roughing the passer is. I don't understand.
That was a gentle sack. He didn't.
For the listeners who don't know, it was late in the 4th quarter. The game was pretty much decided. The Giants needed a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and another touchdown in about 3 minutes or whatever. But Dart drops back to pass, gets hit by Carl Granderson from the blind side. But it wasn't like, it was like, oh, he must have went helmet to helmet. No. It's like, well, he must have,
he must have slammed him to the ground.
But no. I guess you just have to tuck him in, and
pat him on the
head, ease him down softly. He had the ball. How can you, it's roughing the passers for like when the quarterback throws it and then gets hit, right?
Yeah.
You can't, he's not a passer. You can't rough the passer if he's not a passer. He's not a passer. He didn't throw the ball.
It was a 15-yard penalty for tackling.
Yes, and the entire, the Dome let him have it, but it's just, if it had been in a game, if it had been in a situation where it mattered.
Like it did one time.
Well, it's so many times. Yeah. So many times. But it wasn't just that. There's several. And I know every person who watches the NFL has gripes with the officials, but it just seems to get more and more egregious.
That was the most egregious call I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. But here's the deal. If you think he hit him with his helmet, throw the flag. Throw it out there. But then go look at it.
Yeah.
Right? There's no reason to assess a 15-yard penalty at that point in the 4th quarter because you think he might have done whatever. If it's not reviewable, keep your damn flag in your pocket. It's so annoying. Dad, I will say this, Demario Davis played great. He had, I think he had 10 tackles, forced a fumble that got returned for a touchdown. Pete Werner had one of his best games, had 11 stops. They're gelling a little bit on defense right now, and I obviously don't think they're about to have some huge turnaround to the season, but they've got some pieces. Rattler played well. Shaheed is a big-time threat on offense. The offensive line played better after a really slow start. Where they fell behind 14-3, and you thought, oh no, here we go again. The offensive line really played well after that, and I just, I think they've got some pieces down there. Do I think they're about to have a huge turnaround and make a run? No, but they ain't as bad as I thought they were.
Did they clean up the pre-snap stuff?
Yes, for the most part. The Giants had pre-snap problems. It was them that had the problem. And I say Giants, they played like munchkins. They turned it over 5 times. They're not very good. But, it was nice to see the Saints win. They got the Patriots coming into town next week. Patriots now 3-2, but that's another winnable game for them, I think.
Good. They're playing a bunch of home games early, aren't they?
Yeah.
They need to make some hay.
Well, yeah. I think the ship has sailed on that, buddy. You win 1-4, you're not making much hay. Dad, let's talk about the weekend upcoming, because this is like I said, we've got at least one team in Mississippi playing a game that actually means something. That's Southern Miss at Georgia Southern. And I say this is the weekend. This is Thursday night on ESPN2. Pretty good size audience for this game. Southern Miss comes in as a 3.5-point favorite on the road.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, if you look at Georgia Southern, they beat Jacksonville State by 6, a team that Southern Miss just blew out, and they beat Maine. Their losses are to Fresno, USC, and James Madison, and all of those losses were by at least 30 points. So they've won one close game. They blew out an FCS team, and they have gotten beat to sleep by the only 3 real opponents they played. So
it's only Southern's second road game, and the first one they didn't distinguish themselves very well.
You're right.
Yeah. So I think the spread's about right.
A win would move Southern Miss to 4-2 and keep them right there in the undefeated in the Sun Belt, right?
Almost sounds like a fairy tale these days.
Well, I mean, look, they brought in half of a team coming off of a conference championship. I don't know if the expectations were for Southern Miss to compete for a Sun Belt championship this season in Charles Huff's first season, but they're still in position. So
yeah, that side of the league is not very good, so they got a shot.
Do you like them to cover?
I think my prediction, which if you have $5, you can get a coffee at Starbucks.
No, you can't.
Oh, how much is it?
God, who knows? It ain't $5.
But anyway,
can't buy anything for $5.
My prediction, which isn't worth very much, is that they will win a really close game.
Okay. I like that pick.
My prediction is that the quarterback will not let them lose that game.
Well, let's talk about another spread that will be tough to cover. The Ole Miss Rebels host the Washington State Cougars this weekend. Washington State, who has previously lost 59-10 to North Texas, is coming to Oxford. I know that the Rebs will probably be able to name their score, but it's an 11:45 kickoff, which is great for this kind of game for me. Love watching a game like that early in the day. They are 32.5-point favorites.
They'll cover.
I think they may cover and then some.
First half. They may cover in the first half. They're really good.
They are.
They're really good. And, the quarterback makes them worth watching any time. I mean, he's fun to watch, Trinidad.
For sure. Have you seen the flag showing up in the Grove now?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun.
It's too bad his last name's not Tobago.
I know. And tough break for the backup, St. Kitts and Nevis. So yeah, I think it's going to be a decent weekend. I expect both. I really hope that Southern Miss will win. I expect Ole Miss to win big, and boy, that just really sets up. They win. Ole Miss avoids a trap this weekend. That just sets up for 2 ginormous weekends for Ole Miss in the next 2 weeks.
Yes. It's Georgia first, right? Then Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I watched some of Georgia. They've still got buku athletes.
They're very good.
They're very good. And
they ain't as good as they have been.
And they're not as explosive as anywhere near as explosive as Ole Miss is.
Right. So they got that going for them.
Yeah. Be a great game.
Tough place to win.
Very tough place to win.
Although Alabama did it.
And they did it, and that's why I think they're still a threat to win the national championship.
No, man, don't tell the rest of college football Alabama's back. Let them think for a little. Let them enjoy this moment for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Dad, that's about all the time we got. What else are you looking forward to this next week? Being 73?
Yeah. I mean, so far it doesn't feel that much difference.
Well, I can't imagine it would.
Yeah.
It kind of all runs together after a little while, huh?
Yeah. After nearly 3/4 of a century, yes.
Right. Yeah. But you're pretty spry for a 73-year-old guy.
I work at it.
Our listeners don't know anything about this, but you walk probably on average, 4 miles a day?
On average, about 35 miles a week.
35 miles a week, and play between 2 and 3 rounds of golf a week?
Probably average 2 rounds a week.
Mm-hmm. How many pull-ups and push-ups you do a day?
Well, I do 72 pull-ups every other day, and I do 100 push-ups a day.
A day. Just make sure, get that out of the way. It's pretty impressive for
old fart.
I wasn't going to say it, but you said it, so it's okay. This man also as part of my tribute to Rick and letting him toot his own horn here for a minute, this man sends me a text message, and me and my sister a text message every day telling us that he has completed the New York Times spelling bee puzzle and is, in fact, a genius. It says, "I am a genius," is what it says when it pops up on your phone every day.
I miss every once in a while.
I haven't. If you have, I haven't seen it. I missed when you missed, apparently. But Dad, we're glad you're here, and I'm glad to be doing this show. And happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, man.
That's all the time we got out there. I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy some football this weekend. Get out and enjoy some golf. The weather's fantastic, and we'll talk to you in this space next week.